The government shutdown enters its 23rd day with no end in sight. The Senate failed to advance a pair of competing measures to pay federal workers who have been furloughed or without work or pay. Hello, everybody. I'm Nikki Zizaza. Welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. One resolution introduced by Senator Chris Van Hollen would have called for paying all federal employees while blocking potential mass layoffs. Another measure introduced by Republicans to pay so-called essential employees during the shutdown also failed today. Now, it comes as the Maryland Food Bank warns if the shutdown does not end by the end of the month, SNAP benefits to 680,000 Marylanders will be paused next week on November 1st. Meantime, as the shutdown continues, many federal workers in our state have now gone more than 3 weeks without pay. Some say they're worried about how they'll make ends meet. Harford County community reporter Ashley Paul joins us in studio. And Ashley, you spent the day with one family who has been forced to adjust as a single income family.
Yeah, Nikki, it's the story we know so many families are going through right now, being forced to choose which bills need to be paid and which can wait, what food is the most affordable to feed the family, which expenses are mandatory. I spent the day with one family in Abingdon who has been forced to change their routine as the shutdown continues with no end in sight. An everyday trip to the grocery store doesn't come without stress for Gina McDonald these days.
You know, we're just basically living off of savings and credit cards right now until we can get to the other side of this.
Her husband is a federal firefighter, an essential employee, working without pay for the last 3 weeks due to the government shutdown.
So everything that he worked after September 30th did not get paid out. So he is owed half of a paycheck from there, plus the paycheck that is supposed to be coming on Friday that obviously is not coming.
We head into the grocery store and prepare to do some math.
So the 3-pack is $11.99, which I can freeze, but the single pack is $5.39. So if I were to get 3 of these, it'd be like $15. So I'm going to do the 3-pack instead, just because financially that's what makes sense.
Inexpensive ingredients that can make several meals has been the name of the game for this nurse, who is currently in school to get her doctorate as a nurse practitioner.
99 cents.
Dinner for 4 that should last 5 days, according to McDonald. Check. Now to the next task of the day. Looking for part-time remote work to supplement the loss of income.
Nurse editor, I could apply for that one. Utilization management remote, I can apply for that one.
She applies for 2 to 3 extra jobs a day because, of course, her husband can't pick up supplemental work while he's still working his full-time firefighting job. McDonald says they're lucky to have savings to fall back on for emergencies like this, but that will only go so far, which is why she, like so many others, are calling on lawmakers to figure this out sooner than later.
I would urge them all to get back to work with the business of the people and do what they're actually paid to do, which they're still getting paid during this shutdown.
Now, when we met with McDonald earlier today, the bill to pay essential workers had not yet gone to a vote, and she and her husband were really hopeful that it would pass. Now, I spoke with her again after the vote on the phone, and she told me it's, quote, ludicrous. Nikki, back to you.
All right, Ashley, thank you.